Salon Success.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to social media, making it work for you. I'm Joseph Marmolejo here at Salon Success Academy. We're here at the Upland campus doing our Zoom classes. I want to thank everybody for joining in, taking part in this. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I have Miss Lindsay here working on the mic. Miss Lindsay, want to say hello?
Hi, guys. It's a pleasure being here with you guys.
We got some new microphones in, as you can see on the screen. And we have our PowerPoint. So we're going to have some guests here, just talking to you about social media, giving you a little introduction to some of the fundamentals, some of the best practices we've had here at Salon Success, and some examples that I've seen that have worked. If you guys have any questions at any time, feel free to put it in the chat. All right, so the objective today is control your narrative. Today, you'll be introduced to the fundamentals of social media, marketing. We will provide examples of the best concepts that we've found success with. There are endless strategies that are successful on social media. Together as a group, we'll discuss various topics that can help construct your social media foundation. Following this class, you should have a better understanding on how to tell your story, promote your services, and grow your following. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've included a lot of guests here today. They're going to come and give their insights and their experiences. Lindsay will chime in from time to time to give her little insights and what she has experienced to this. And like I said, chime in with any questions that you have. Let's have some fun.
Hi, Stephanie. It's Miss Lindsay.
All right. So starting with this quote. Whoa, why is my screen looking like that for you guys? Do you think it's picked up a little bit? Okay, starting with this quote. You don't need a corporation or a marketing company to brand you now. You can do it yourself. You can establish who you are with a social media following. That's from Ray Allen, soon to be Hall of Fame shooting guard for the Boston Celtics and Bucks back in the day. I love what this quote says here. It's saying that you don't need to come out here and spend, tons of money. You don't need to come out here and invest in a whole marketing team. You can come out here and you can do it all yourself. Social media has given each user, each business owner, each entrepreneur, each just person the power to market their brand, market their services, market what they do. All right, so social media. Let's give you a little definition. Social media are websites and applications that enable a user to create and share content. You guys all know that. Some examples: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. My big advice here is don't tie yourself into just one platform. I know Instagram's hot right now. I know Instagram is where all the stylists are, where all the SDs are, where all the Mannies are, all the barbers. But I always like to use this analogy is you want to cast as big of a net as you can to catch as many fish as you can. So if you have the chance to go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go on LinkedIn and TikTok and YouTube, all these different channels, that's potential clients right there. You could have most of your focus be on Instagram, most of your focus be on TikTok, wherever you're at, but you should be conscious that there are other channels that you should be out here focusing on as well. So social media marketing is the use of social media platforms to promote a product or service. So who's ever been told, you're wasting your time on social media? You're just laying around and your mom comes in. She's like, you're just wasting your time here. Don't waste your time on social media. Go outside, get a job or go back to work, whatever. Well, I was told the same thing my whole life. Went to school, studied journalism, studied social media, got to practice it. And I found a way to use it to grow my career, communicate with, my potential clients and to keep up with industry trends. So I think that's something that you guys should be able to use social media for. So use it for your advantage. Make social media work for you. Tip top 2. Okay, Victoria.
Did you see your message from Shrunken Egg?
Yep.
Give us a split second, guys.
Yeah, split second. We're going to send the link again real quick. Bam. Try this again. Okay, so we're just texting one of our first guests right now. Let's go on. I'm Joseph Marmolejo. I'm the Marketing Communications Director here at Salon Success Academy. I'm 25. I have a son named Joseph. I graduated from Humboldt State with a Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communications, and my emphasis was in public relations. I've been working here as a social media specialist for the past 2 years. In that time, we've been able to grow our following from 2,400 to we're coming on 7,000 At the end of this month, we should be hitting 7,000. So we've been growing. I've had a lot of practice, a lot of experience. I've got to see what works, what doesn't. And I also have been a radio host in the past, hence, this whole setup for multiple podcasts, multiple radio shows. I've done radio sales and sales in multiple organizations. I ran public relations for different organizations. Public relations is just essentially marketing, but instead of you selling just services, you're really selling your brand. Content creation. I've been a photographer for 7-8 years now. Been doing videography for a while now. Have my camera set up right here recording this so we can give this to you guys later. And networking. My mother is in the industry and a lot of my closer friends are also in the industry. So even though I've barely been working here for the last 2 years, barely been in this industry for 2 years, I've grown up here. I've seen, I get it. That's the thing. I always use that term. You'll hear me a lot. She gets it. Miss Lindsay gets it.
Yep.
All right. So that's just a little bit about me. You can see my slideshow right now on the screen right there is my son, Jojo. If you want to contact me, you can reach me at josephm@salonsuccessacademy.com or DM Salon Success. Now let's check on Charlie. Bam. You see that? Managing multiple things at once. Okay, so here we are. The agenda today, I've identified 6 social media marketing concepts that can help you develop your professional brand, establish your presence online, and grow your clientele. Those are collaboration, branding, content, community, consistency, and strategy. So we're going to go over each one of these topics about 20 minutes at a time. We'll bring in a guest to come in, give their experience with the topic, and we'll go on from there. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to ask in the chat. Miss Lindsay will communicate that to me, and we'll communicate that to our guests as well. So why is it important for you to market your business on social media? Oh, Shrunken's Heads is coming in. Charlie just joined us. Hi, Charlie. Do you want to, if you could unmute him, you can. So Charlie, we're just to catch you up a little bit. We're
Doesn't have his audio yet.
We're still introducing our students to what's going on. We'll bring you on in a second to share your insights. So why is social media important? Why is it important to market your business on social media? So I brought some stats for you. 40% of millennials and 75% of Generation X are on social media. An average of 3 hours are spent per day per person on social networks. 71% of customers who have had a positive experience with a brand on social media are likely to recommend the brand to their friends and family. So people are there. Your audience is there. Your clients are there. You should be there too. 3.5 billion social media users worldwide. Woo. So always keep in mind while we're going through this, while we go through each guest and while we go through each topic and while we continue doing classes down the road and as you continue to do research and educate yourself down the road, I want you guys to keep in mind your audience, your goals, your message, and your medium. I'll go into depth about what each one of those is. Oh man, where'd it go? Okay. So with your audience, you should be thinking about what would you want to see if you're seeing your page for the first time. Your goals, you should be thinking, you should be posting with intent. You should have a strategy. You should have a reason you're posting every post. Your message it's a little bit more complicated. So you have to think about communication. There's a speaker, there's a receiver. Your message is what is being sent from the speaker to the receiver.
Stephanie says that her problem is being scared to promote herself. So what type of advice do you have for people who are a little shy about getting into social media?
For anybody that's a little shy, a little bit scared, my big thing is just put yourself out there. I mean, you're going to be in the salon for, the next 20, 30 years. It's going to be your career. So if you could go out there and really try to get out of your comfort zone. I know you, Stephanie, personally. I know that you are, Leche, that's a good problem to have, Stephanie. That means you're uncomfortable and that's where growth is. Exactly. So you want to be uncomfortable. You're never going to grow unless you step out of your comfort zone. Thank you, Leche, for adding that in. So always keep in mind with your message and your medium. What's the medium? That is, what are you posting on social media? Are you using a video? Are you on Instagram? Are you on TikTok? Are you using a photo? Are you doing a podcast? That's a medium. So you need to have a strategy behind your efforts. Marketing on social media will only be successful if you are maneuvering online with intent. So we have some guests here today. Leche has already chimed in. We're about to have Charlie Bowle come on. We have Giancarlo Burgos coming on later, Leche Navarro, Cherie Hernandez, and Tiffany Bernard. So I'll introduce who each one of those are. Thank you so much for joining us. Each guest is an industry professional, and they will give you insights and experiences that they've had with social media and what's worked in their careers. So the expert in anything was once a beginner. So this is kind of hitting on what Stephanie just asked. I have a tip right here. Post as much about your beauty school journey as possible. There's nothing more authentic than growth. Showcasing your journey to displays your development as a professional to future clients, employers, colleagues, and even yourself. I get asked that all the time, and I get told that often sometimes, like from different students, like, hey, I don't post yet because I don't want people to see that I'm a student. Or I'm not posting this because I'm like scared to have people judge what I'm posting. It's like, do it. You get to see your growth. That's so authentic. Like, Leche hit on it. That's a good point, to be scared, to be uncomfortable, because it means you have a chance to grow. So if you could display that growth, your clients will love that. Your colleagues will love that. And eventually when you look back at it, you'll love it. We do these New Start videos where you can look back and see, hey, this is where I started. You post your first couple photos when you're in class for the first couple of weeks of your doll heads, of your first facials, of your first waxing, of your first full set. And then eventually down the road, you get to see, wow, I've really developed. I've gone good. I'm getting better at this. Your clients get to see it too.
Yeah. And just like Leche said in the chat right now, you're going to appreciate it as well. I can't tell you how many times, me personally, Joe, I scroll back and look at pictures that I've taken upon entering this industry almost a decade ago to now. And it's just interesting to see the evolution of my work in the first place. So you guys, document that stuff. And when you're feeling like you haven't grown too much, scroll back a year or two in your photos and you'll really see that you have.
Thank you, Lindsay. So here we're going to hit on collaboration. We're about to be bringing in Charlie Bowle. I'll get through this real quick so Charlie could have the floor. So collaboration is the action of working with someone to produce something together. Simple as that. Collaborating with others on social media will set you apart from the crowd. It's called social media for a reason. You need to be social. So some examples, you can come out here and you can work with somebody on a client together and you can post a video of that. You could have photos of a before and after where you can come out here and give credit to somebody that you worked with. You can do brands. That's a collaboration. When you're working on something, you show off the brand to the camera. That's a collaboration. You're collaborating with that brand, even though it's soft and they're probably not collaborating back. Eventually, hopefully they will. So their outcomes, you want to do this so that you can eventually pick up some of their followers. You want to do this so that you can have content to stockpile, to give to your followers, to your audience, and so that you can have fun. I mean, you're in this industry. It's so much more fun when you can go out there and work with somebody, when you can go out there and learn something from them. So this also hits on Stephanie's question a little while ago. It goes down in the DM. How do you go out there and how do you reach out to somebody? Well, if you want to go out there and you want to work with somebody, the first thing you can do is DM them. If you don't have their phone number, if you have their phone number, text them or call them. If you don't know them that well, DM. That's how I got all of our guests. You could ask all of them. I went in here, I DM'd and I said, hey, we're doing this class. Would you like to join in? Our students would really enjoy it. I've seen what you guys do and it could translate into what we're trying to teach here. So collaborate while quarantined. That's my next thing. We're quarantined right now. Take this chance, take this opportunity to work on your social media skills, work with others, do some classes. TikTok lets you share screens. You can look in how to do that. You could ask your little sister or cousin, hey, how do I do this? That's what I do. I ask my niece, how do I do this on TikTok? And she tells me. So you can collaborate. If you have any ideas how to collaborate or that to really push some collaboration between our students and maybe even our staff right now through this quarantine, feel free to leave that in the chat. Go ahead and email that. Let us know. We're trying to have some fun here, keep you guys entertained. So we're going to collaborate. And we want to go in. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. So start building your network now. Position yourself while you're in school because it'll provide a vital foundation for you as you begin your career. We want to introduce Mr. Charlie Bowle, Mr. Shrunken Heads. He's a graduate of the Upland campus. Mr. Charlie, there you are. Go ahead and tell your story.
I just getting in here. Well, I started beauty school late in life, and I thought I made a mistake until I had actually found. I was actually one of my classes. I'm going to reference. There was two of the teachers. They were the aesthetics teachers there at Salon Success. They were substituting for my class, and they one of the things that they said was that they met in beauty school or something like that, and they traveled, and here they were years later, both at the same school teaching. And that kind of stuck in the back of my head. And years later, when I thought I made a mistake and gotten in by getting into hair, I had Reina, Made in Color, Reina DeMoss. I was her assistant, and she found out that I was really good at short hair. So that's where the collaboration started. She didn't like short hair, and she liked coloring it though. And so she went on, any short haired client she would give it to me, her assistant. And, that's how our collaboration started. And then it kind of grew from there. And ultimately the formula is you really need to put your egos down and be able to say, yeah, I'm good at everything. I can do it all. I can cut and color everybody. But this person next to me kicks ass at color. Excuse my language. So, you know what? I'm going to have them do the color for me, and I'm going to cut it because I know that I can kill this cut, and so forth. So that's how the way that grows is that now I'm going to post it, you're going to post it, and the person in the chair is going to post it. Probably the school's going to post it. So that's 4 different, ways that our work is going to get out. And I mean, it can be anything from, maybe you had 3 people, collabed. One person did the hair, the cut, one did the color, and another person did the makeup, and that's like, you can really get your name out there. Just don't forget to credit. You credit everything. You credit the person that took the photo. And sometimes maybe like I was at downtown Leche's and I took the photo there. And so I'm going to say took photo at downtown Leche. And like anything to do to collaborate, because tagging in a sense is holding on, is kind of magnifying that collaboration. So when I post that photo and I tag whoever it is, I'm just magnifying that collaboration that we just had. And I really can't stress enough though how much you have to be able to be okay with somebody else putting their hands on that same head as you. Mm-hmm. That's I think the hardest part, because us as creatives, we want to do the whole thing, and I think sometimes we see the whole thing. Like I used to sit there in beauty school and drop pictures of heads, and now I know what I was drawing because I was drawing designs. But I would see I see these girls drawing stuff and coloring it and doing the makeup and on the whole picture, and you can do it all. We can do it all, but collaboration is being able to let go of some of that, and it actually helps you grow by the way that I've shown you there. And
I love it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say if anybody had any questions for me.
Lindsay, go ahead and unmute everybody. Let everybody talk for a second. Everyone unmute. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Charlie right now. We have about 5 minutes.
Six. No, it's fine. You can go back and get it if you want.
Was color always your favorite? That's from Victoria, Charlie. Yeah, go ahead and mute everyone.
All right, Charlie, I'm gonna unmute you again.
All right, Charlie, you're unmuted.
Oh, hey. Anybody have any questions for me? Hi, Salon Success.
Victoria wants to know if color was always your favorite.
It wasn't. I actually am just now starting to like color. It's kind of funny. I work for Pulp Riot, and I'm just now starting to like color, but I'm actually their only cutter. I had a candy in my mouth, so sorry. I'm their only cutter. If you look on their page, my only credit on there is cutter. And pretty soon I'm going to add colorist to it. Not really. There's a lot of math involved in color, and that's what I didn't like. And I think that's why I thought I made a mistake. And I didn't see why everybody was so excited. Like right now, don't laugh at me. My hair is like, I need color in my hair right now. But we're going to do this on a Sunday Facebook live. Olaplex users Facebook Live. That's what we're going to use. Do my color
on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday on Olaplex users live. Olaplex users is a group, and if you use Olaplex, I would say try to get in there. Apparently there's a questioning. I don't know. They kind of ask you some questions before you can get in the group. But get in the group. It's going to help you. And those forums, any of those forums, like if you go on Pulp Riot, there's a Pulp Riot group. You can go on there and ask questions. Like you could throw anything up there, and somebody's going to answer you. And that's what's cool about Pulp Riot is like there's so many people that are stoked for it that they jump on it. And there's so many indie educators everywhere. There's somebody will help you and answer your question like real quick.
Hey, even that right there is a perfect example of collaborating, joining Facebook groups, just being able to share ideas with each other and watch live videos, watch live webinars.
Yeah, but like you said, reach out to them, reach out to people, and that's the way that you really. There's one way to meet someone, and that's by reaching out and introducing yourself. And you never know, like everybody's just a person, like I remember being in high school and thinking like my teachers were machines or something, and like everybody's a human being. And so that person that looks like they're on the front of that magazine, they're badass, and they're just a human being. So reach out to them and tell them like, hey, I'd love to do a collaboration sometime. And there's events that you can go to. My advice is if they're this whole COVID thing, if there are hair events, like go to them, go to those hair events, attend even the online hair events. Like you'll see people and they'll see you. Just remember, to show your face and shake hands. Like, that's how you get out there. That's just, there's something coming up
here. They said they met you at events, met you in a Maiden Color, I believe, at events, and got involved with you guys, actually started texting and talking to you guys, learned so much from you. One of our barbers from the Riverside campus, Ty.
Who?
Ty, he graduated back in February. He's a barber.
Barber? Is he?
Yeah, he said he ran into you at some different collectives and events. And
oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He got tattooed or tattooed.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's Tie Too Faded.
Tie Too Faded. I know you're talking about.
If you stamp,
he's cool.
Yeah, Miss Linda wants to say hi.
Miss Linda, what's up? Yes. Oh wow.
Thanks for coming on.
Where are you? What city are you in?
I'm in Upland.
Oh, you're in Upland?
Yeah.
Is everybody pretty much, this is the Upland campus that we're talking to right now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's students from all of our campuses right now. So we're broadcasting it from Upland, but to the students from all 6.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Right on. Yeah. Well, as soon as this gets back, and, they let you guys back to school, I'd love to go in there and to all the campuses, and do a haircut, for everybody. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, thanks so much for joining in. You're welcome to stay on this whole time. We're going to go into our next guest right now, Leche. If everybody wants to give Charlie a follow, I left his contact info right there on the slideshow. You can follow his page, Shrunken Heads. And we're definitely going to be involved more. We're going to be bringing him on our podcast eventually. We're going to be bringing him in for some demos. Thanks, Charlie.
Hey, hi, Leche.
All right. So that was collaboration with Mr. Charlie Bowle, Shrunken Heads. Thanks so much again for that. We're going to move on to our next topic, which is branding. So a brand is a name, a term, a design, a symbol, or any other feature that identifies a seller's goods or services as distinct from others. Ooh, I don't know why I had so much trouble reading that right now. American Marketing Association. So a brand is the idea, image people have in mind when they're thinking about a business or entity. It's not just the physical features that create a brand. It's also the feelings that consumers develop towards the company or a product. So it's how it makes you feel, how it makes you think. So some examples of some branding, it's the McDonald's arches. It's the Mickey Mouse logo. It's when you think of Disneyland, it's that warm feeling you have in. I just brought up Disneyland and I could see Lindsay over here melting. She's having withdrawals.
Making me sad, man.
Lindsay, go ahead and hit that button in a couple minutes.
All right.
So I know I'm making you sad. So I want to go see Star Wars Land. So when I want to give you guys some tips on branding, you have to develop your brand. You have to develop, hey, what colors are my favorite? What colors I want to represent my business? Maybe pay somebody to make a logo for you or draw out a logo, a design that could encompass what you're trying to really do. If you're posting, are you going to have certain backgrounds that are in all of your posts? So you want to have synergy in all of your posts. Synergy is the act of two things working together to achieve something greater. So in synergy, you want to be, when I'm talking about synergy and branding, you want to be able to have all of your posts have your branding. You want to be able to look at a post and be like, you know what, that came from Charlie, that came from Shrunken Heads, that came from Leche. I know, look at the way it's posted. So perception is reality. The way people see you, the way people think of you, that's what you are. I know it sounds a little weird, but it's true. Your clients, they're only going to think of you from what they see from you. So whether that's you getting a nice haircut from them, if you're getting a great haircut, getting a great service, time after time after time after time, that becomes their reality. It's their perception. When you're coming out here and you're posting videos and you have a nice clean background and all of your videos are, have good audio and good lighting, that's going to give the reality of, hey, this person, or the perception that this person knows what they're doing eventually is going to become the reality in their mind. So, and then finally, I want to touch on reputation management. Reputation management is just keeping your reputation clean. So when you're posting on your page, keeping definitely show off some of your personal sides, but some of your other personal sides, your extracurricular uses, your anything that you're doing, going to the club, breaking the law, whatever, keep that off of your professional page. Get that on your private page. You want to be able to come out here.
Not on the internet in general.
Yeah, not on the internet. It's all going to be found. It's all going to come back to you. But particularly when it comes to your professional page, definitely don't have it on there. You want your clients to see what it's like to be, to see who you are as a professional. So there's definitely some exceptions to that rule. There's definitely, like I said, you want to show your personality. But that's all I wanted to talk about branding. We're going to bring in Mr. Leche to talk about that. Before we do, I want to start by knowing what you want and who you are. Build credibility around it and deliver it online in a compelling way. That's from Kristen Neer. So here's a tip. Creating and saving templates can help you with your branding, keep your branding consistent. You can use apps like Squarespace, Canva, Photoshop, or Spark Posts to build backgrounds, collages, logos. You can save logos in Adobe Spark Posts. That's what I use most of the time. And just because it's quick, it's on all your apps. So say I want to make a photo real quick, I could throw on the Salon Success logo, post that. Takes 10 seconds. That's my big thing on branding. I learned a lot from when our next guest came in, Mr. Thomas Leche Navarro. He's a brand educator for 𝐜𝐨𝐬𝐬𝐿, and he owns his own hair salon down in downtown LA called Downtown Leche. It's in a high rise. You can see all of the skyscrapers. It's supposed to, look, you can see it behind him. It's supposed to be real beautiful from what I've heard. I've never made a trip down and I want to soon. Leche gave me one of the greatest haircuts I've ever gotten in my life. But even more when I was in his chair and he was giving me a demo, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about branding. I learned about how to assess myself. I learned a lot about design and how to promote, these ideas that are in my head. So, and how to think about marketing, how to think about social, and what am I doing on social media. So, Mr. Leche Navarro, if you would take the floor.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all you guys for your time too and attention, and for Salon Success for having me out. I think you hit on a lot of valid points and great points about. I guess we should try to define what is a professional. We should take a little bit more honor in what we do. Know that it's a career and that you are now a business. So when he was stating that, what is it that you post? What is it that you're marketing to the world? It's if you're putting something that's not going to bring in the business that you want, then you shouldn't post it. So I think that was a great point. And especially when he brought up anything illegal, yes, definitely keep that off the internet and out of your life, if you will. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to branding, it has to be concise. You have to know what market you want to attract. So if, let's just say, to simplify things, if I want to attract a $20 market, I can't promote with $5, if that makes any sense. My marketing can't be inexpensive, yet I want to charge or be this next level type of professional. So make sure that everything is concise. When we go to color schemes, you just use, if you guys go into your cupboards and you look, almost every big brand uses the primary colors. You'll have red, blue, and yellow on there. So make sure that, right, red, blue, and yellow. Somebody fact check me, people.
Where's our colorist? Lindsay?
What's that?
Primary colors.
Red, blue, and yellow.
Yep.
Or unless you want to track magenta, cyan, and yellow.
No. Okay, cool.
I wrote some there.
Yeah, I just wanted to get fact checked, like, wait. So yeah, every logo has those colors. So when it comes to your logo, your brand, I say this, but even though I'm a contradiction to what I'm going to say, it's make sure that your logo is not too personal. Make sure it's very universal, because you never know. Today, your brand, you may not envision it being global, but one day it might be global. So if your brand is too much to one market, it might not go global. And I say that I'm a contradiction to it because my brand is Leche, which is orange juice in Spanish. So is anybody else going to fact check me?
No, that's milk.
Milk
I was like, that is not orange juice.
Yeah. So the logo is, I did go with red and blue for my primary colors. That's my personal original logo. It's a little milk carton, but yes, like we're saying, like it's a very contradiction, but yet everywhere I go, everybody knows where Leche is, and it's kind of catchy. So I kind of stuck with it. But when
even
you
if
guys
they don't
come up
speak
with
Spanish, they know what it is.
Exactly. Even if they don't speak Spanish, I've gone to other countries and they just know what it is. And so I've been very fortunate, but that's been my nickname since most of you guys weren't even born, so since early 90s. So, with that being said, I just got very fortunate with my branding and my logo, but, yeah, how about feed me some questions so I could kind of have some type of direction of what we're going to talk about.
Your first question is why, but Victoria, what are you asking why about? Go ahead and unmute yourself and you can talk if you're.
Why am I here?
I'll read in the chat.
No, why are you here? Why is your nickname Leche?
So I got the nickname Leche back in high school because, believe it or not, once upon a time I used to have long hair past my shoulders. Now it's getting there. It's getting there. So, I said, like, this is, yeah, it got really long. They were teasing me. There's a saying in Spanish, "Eres hijo de lechero." So my original nickname was Lechero, which means you're son of the milkman, because I look white, but I'm actually 100% Mexican. So that's how the name kind of stuck. It was Lechero at first. Then my friend's little nephew could not say Lechero, but he knew what Leche was. So whenever he saw me, he was like, "Hey, Leche, hey, Leche." And it got converted to Leche. So yeah, I'm positive that more people call me Leche than my actual name. So
my quick question, Leche, is do you pay royalties to your family for your brand? Because you're Be Legendary.
I don't.
That's pretty great.
Oh, Be Legendary. Oh yeah. So I switched it to Be Legendary. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So actually we'll do a little kind of time frame of what this is. If you look at my original logo, it says "Fades by Leche." Because early in my career, that's all I really focused on was my fades. And at one point I realized that the money was on top of the head and not on the side of the head. So I switched it to Leche styles. And as I was doing styles and I started, the brand was getting bigger, it's getting more recognized. I actually didn't want to be known for hair, but more for my message, which is be legendary, to pursue, it's the pursuit of greatness. How can you elevate yourself from yesterday to today? The competition should be with yourself, have friendly competition with others, but always try to improve yourself. So when somebody said that they don't want to post on their schoolwork, no, you're in competition with yourself. Post today, so then tomorrow you can be better than yesterday. So it's more of a slogan, and don't be afraid to ever change your brand at a certain point as it's growing, because just like we evolve, so does our business.
I love that, man. I had to write down every time I'm talking to you, I had to write down quotes and everything. Lindsay took the question right out of my mouth. I was going to ask you to elaborate how you've chosen your Instagram names. Cause I know you had Be Legendary, you had Leche Styles for a little while. Even did your shop, or your salon, it's called Downtown
Leche. Right. So Downtown Leche is kind of funny. Downtown Leche was started I used to live in downtown Long Beach, and where I lived, I made a little station in my house because the barbershop had its hours, and I had clients that wanted to come in after. So I started cutting from home, and it was in downtown Long Beach. So I called it Downtown Leche, but now I'm fortunate and blessed to be in downtown LA. So I kept the name, but the only reason I kept it Leche is because it's it happens wherever I go. It's either why Leche, or they'll remember the name Leche out of the room. Right. So it's fortunate to be a kind of catchy name. Now I have to come in and do this handshake, make eye contacts, and then in all appropriate way, sell myself, how can I sell myself and the idea of my business, of my brand to other people? And that's catchy. It works.
It sticks. When people hear it, it's you can't forget it. When I see you, I don't forget about Leche. Even when you were first coming here to give a demo, the person who scheduled the demo was like, "Hey, is that Leche guy coming?" She had never heard of never met you, had never heard of anything other than Cole said, "Hey, Leche is coming," and that stuck. It stuck to her really good. So,
I was fortunate to catch up early on that it was working, so I kind of ran with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is find what works for you. I'm going down your page right now, and I know you've changed up the way that you post right now, but back in the day, when you first came and visited us, it's every post led into the next, and it was crazy. It was some wild stuff. You would go down, and if you go to our page, sometimes it's we have the compilations of the different photos, 9 squares make one. Leche would come down here, and it was more than that. It was, you'd scroll down, and
whole page.
It was these 9 photos, and then right here would transition, right? I can't post, but it would transition into the next 9 photos. It was crazy. And it really made me start thinking wow, I can have some fun with the way I'm posting. I can come out here and take some risk in this and try some new things. And I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. And it was just, it was more work. Unfortunately, I got busier and I wasn't able to do all the photoshopping and all the work that went behind making sure that every picture connects when I post. But I did love the way it was looking. It was eye catching. It fell down the priority list. So I had to archive everything and then start fresh with my individual posts.
Yeah. Hey, and it still looks sharp. You go down every single photo, you can tell it's coming from the same person.
Right. And when it comes to branding as well, the picture is one thing, but I think I take more joy in the caption. I always aim to where you guys get more from that caption than the actual picture. So if you feel that the picture is great, then the caption has to be that much better. And it's just keeps me in line in what message I want to drive and what's actually my thumbprint in this industry and what I want to leave behind. Somebody put legacy in the chat, and it's very much that,
Yeah, I love that, man. It's so thoughtful too. Everything, and whenever I read what you're posting, when you respond to people, I've seen like when you're in the comment section of somebody else too, it's like you're not just putting something generic. You're being thoughtful. You're putting time into it. You're showing that, hey, I'm giving too. I'm not just spotlight on me. Like, hey, I'm giving some of my 2 cents here. I'm communicating here. We're going to touch on that a lot more here, but I just want to come out there and say that to you because it is something I do notice.
Yeah, thank you. And you mentioned it earlier. It's called social media. You know, the whole point is to be social, and everybody worries about engagement. But it's called engaging. You have to engage with other people. If I go to someone's page, I'm gonna leave a comment, and I want to interact with people because in the end, your network will sooner or later be your net worth. You know, like so. It's and with the platform that's global, like I've reached people from here in Los Angeles, in London. And when I went to London, they already knew we already had a relationship, even though we'd never met. So it's just, we got to take advantage of it.
Leche, we got a question if you're open to it.
Yeah.
Danny, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you. Because you have so much prep to your posts, do you draft them? Do you have a day that you schedule to do it? Like, what is your kind of like the brains behind that operation?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can do it like that. I've done it sometimes where actually right now should have been a good time to do it. But like if you see my most recent post, it was for one shot and all those were already prepped and I was just waiting for when to post. Here's always going to be my question is like, what is your goal? If your goal is to produce mass like followings and likes and get that engagement, then you really have to look at your algorithm. Not everybody else's, just yours. You have to see when you post and when does it get most traction. So then that's when you know when most people see your post. But for the most part, I don't focus too much on that. Once again, if I focus on the caption, on the message, then the rest will follow, and they'll follow when they follow, kind of thing. Like it will grow as it grows, and it's been a blessing thus far, you know, because nothing beats better than person, you know, or even this, like a face-to-face kind of thing. You guys can feel my energy, see my face, see the body reactions and stuff like that. But you can prep them, you save them, and when you want to post, you can post. I've ran to a lot of people that they struggle to find the right caption. They always say like, oh, the caption's always the worst part. And I just tell everybody, like, speak from the heart. If you speak from the heart, just try to stick to facts, not opinions. Right. So if you stick to facts and you speak from the heart, and the goal, I put this in the chat, like the world, or if anybody could, like in the chat, name something that's perfect. Like nothing is perfect. So don't aim for perfection, aim for greatness. If you posted with great intent and you wanted to be great about it and your words were great, the post is a great post. Don't worry about the numbers. Yeah, so there's a question. Is there a specific time or time of day that is best to post on social media? So before we were able to track that a little bit better, but once again, everybody's individual algorithm is different than somebody else's. So you would have to just kind of just test, trial and errors, do a morning, do a lunch. The way I like to sometimes think about it is like, when I post, who am I trying to reach to? So sometimes if it's you know, in London, if it's in Europe, then I'm gonna post really late at night, like at midnight, 1 a.m. because over there it's 8, 9 a.m. So it's an 8-hour difference. If I want to post for right here in the West Coast, then I'm either gonna post early in the morning when people are getting ready, you know, the office, aka the toilet, lunchtime when people are taking breaks and they're gonna be on their phone, or when they're kind of getting home from 5 to 7, you know, or 8 o'clock is when I like to post. But it really depends on who's gonna see what. And you have your insights on Instagram. So go to your insights, and then you'll be able to see what's the best time for you to post and what day that gave you the most traction.
Yeah, if you look at my screen right now, I have our insights open, just kind of show you guys what those are. If you click over here, the 3 buttons, you'll have the option to click insights. You'll kind of come out here and look around, see what's worked, what hasn't, and find out some basic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. Sorry. Good job. But yeah, I was going to say the top 3, like you can check for your audience, your content, and your activity.
Yep. And with the audience, it'll give you like demographics of like the person's age, or like what Leche was talking about. You can check out here and check your followers. If you put that little info, it'll tell you what it is. So followers, hours, it's the average time when your followers are on Instagram, and days, it's the days of the week when they're most active. So you could come out here and say, okay, hey, they're most active really anytime between noon and 9 p.m. So if I try to post anytime after noon, that should be in your schedule. Hey, 1 p.m., I should post. 3 p.m., maybe you set it for 1 on a Tuesday, 3 on a Thursday. You could come out here and look at the days. So Saturday and Sunday aren't too hot, but the rest of the days of the week are all pretty hot. It's not too much of a difference. So it's like Leche was saying,
right.
Time of day of posting, it doesn't matter as much to Instagram now. When you slide down your profile, things don't come up in alphabetical order or in chronological order. Instagram has an algorithm, right, which Leche had touched on, which is the way in which they present content to you, the way in which they present your timeline to you. So the time of day doesn't really matter as much as like how good the post is, how much engagement is it getting, as in how many comments is it getting, how many likes is it getting. So.
Can I run through a quick little tip, if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
We're using you. So if you hit the search bar and then search steakhouse, just type in steakhouse. And then hit the tags. Yeah. Well, I guess I should have put Upland, right? Upland Steakhouse or Steakhouse, or Steakhouse Upland. See, sorry. Nothing. All right, let me use. All right, I'm making this way too hard. Go look at Nail Shop Upland, Nails Upland, or Upland Nails.
Click the link.
Or,
just a quick second while you guys are waiting for this to pull up. If you have not yet entered your campus in the chat, please do so for attendance purposes, guys. You need to be entering your campus and your name for every class. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so this one has 5,000 posts.
Perfect. So whenever you're trying to look for, like, say, new clients or anything like that, you know, obviously if they're taking care of their nails, they're more likely going to be wanting to take care of their hair. So instead of top, that's going to show you the ones that got the most traction. But if I go to recent and click recent.
What happened?
There it is, Joe.
Oh, my bad. Okay, recent.
Now those are the people that post the most recent as of today. So that means that most likely they're on there. So then I'm gonna click on the first one and I'll like it. I'll leave a comment. I'll probably follow that page. And if it's a person, and be like, oh my God, amazing work, you know? So what that's gonna do is that's gonna create that person to look at you, probably gonna check out your page, say, who's this? And then they'll probably either follow you back or you could gain a potential client, you know? And I'm going to go down and see if she tagged the actual client. You know, maybe she tagged the client. If she tagged the client, then I'm going to go through her page and do the same thing. So that's how you kind of potentially get more followers and get more clients through doing this. So you can look up. And the only reason I said steakhouse or anything like that is like an expensive restaurant is because if it's an expensive restaurant, you know they're willing to spend money on food. They might spend money on their hair as well. But Herc is in the building.
Hey, so if you want to unmute Burgos too, we could roll right into it and keep Leche on for when Burgos is here too. Because that's one thing I was talking to Berg last night of kind of about the GaryVee $1.80 strategy. I can send out a link to that to let you guys know more in depth what that is. But it's essentially you can spend $1.80 a day to grow your Instagram following, doing exactly what Leche just said. You can come out there, look exactly what he just said, like Upland Nails, say you're Manny, Upland Nails. You look up the top 9 hashtags in your industry, in your niche. Then you go to the top 9 posts in each one of those hashtags and you leave a comment, a thoughtful comment, not just, you know, hearts, but put some words, answer the question they're putting in their caption. Be thoughtful about it. That's the key. You do that 9 posts on 9 different hashtags. You leave your 2 cents in the comment section. You add that all up, 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, it equals $1.80. You do that every single day, repeat. You'll build your engagement. You'll get your face around. People will start recognizing you in the comment section. People will start seeing it, and Instagram will reward you. So we're going to roll right in here. Thank you, Leche, so much for coming on in and for talking with us. Like I said, you're welcome to chime in at any point during this. We're going to leave you unmuted because I know you probably have some stuff to even ask some questions to Berg about. We'll go to the slideshow real quick. We're going to talk about content.
Can I ask him a question right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's like, right on.
Yo, Berg, how come all the weight you lost I found, bro? What's going on over there? You're over there, boy.
Tell me about it. We used to be roommates up in college, and the same thing. I lost all. He found all my.
I've known Marm for a while too. That's great. Hey, let's just look, man. I'm gonna tell you, this quarantine snacks got me on the same thing, bro. So I'm about to catch right back up. No, man, but it's. I'm sad I didn't get to hear what you had to say, bro. It's always good soaking up game from you, Leche.
Hey, we recorded this, so I'm going to be posting the video eventually in the next couple of weeks of everything that's happened in here, and I'll share it around to you too.
Okay, cool.
Hey, so
what are you guys on?
We're talking about content right now. Content's what you post. It's the quality content comes in the forms of videos, photos, graphics, memes, podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. You should share your experiences so your audience can see the world from your perspective. Position yourself as the authority or the industry expert because people need a reason to follow you. So your clients are going to follow you for a reason. Like they're not just going to follow you because they see 1,000 haircuts. They could see that on any page, but like they're following you because of like what Leche said in the caption section. They're giving some insightful knowledge. Burgos would always give some type of piece of advice or some type of motivation in his posts. And I really, really appreciated that. It got me through, some time. You just listen to it and read that. So there's a lot of equipment that you would need to do to get, your content up, but don't be afraid of that. Don't let, I don't have $1,000 camera, so I can't take this out, or my iPhone or my phone doesn't take the best pictures. It's like, you'll slowly get there. Know that you'll have to invest in yourself. One of the reasons I brought Burgos on, Giancarlo Burgos, I'll introduce him right now to talk about this, is because right when he graduated, the very first thing he did was invest in a camera and invest in learning how to learn Photoshop, learning how to edit his own photos, learning Lightroom. So the equipment will come. It'll all come at practice, but just do that first step. And you also have to experiment. You have to go out there and study what's going on around you. Study like what Leche said with the hashtags. Go out there and be like, hey, what is popular in my niche? I'll look up fades right here, and what are the best barbers posting in fades? How are they posting? How can I incorporate that to what I'm doing? So without further ado, let's hit this quote real quick before I bring in Burgos. If your stories are all about your products and services, that's not storytelling. It's a brochure. Give yourself permission to make the story bigger. A little tip I have in here. I was talking to a student before here, and he's actually, he's an alumni, but he's in the chat room right now, Mr. Henry. Giancarlo Burgos knows Henry too. So he would always,
Henry's in here. Where you at?
Yeah, Henry's somewhere in there. I saw his name pop up. Cool. Henry Montenegro.
Oh, okay.
So when discussing content, this is kind of what the big thing that we both came into agreement. Your content should always entertain or inform your audience so that you can keep them engaged and keep them wanting to come back. One of the things, the little example, Burgos, one of the first things I noticed that really made his page stick out was he would post diagrams, and the diagrams would be, a head that he cut, and he would draw those little lines on using an app, and it would say like a 0 here, double gap here, fade here. So it was awesome. It was like, I know a lot of people were doing it, but I had never seen it. So it was like, wow, it was game changing for me. And I was like, I don't know how to cut hair, but it's showing me right here, like a little diagram of it. It was awesome. So I was able to use that. I've used that as an example to show a lot of different students here. I want to bring up Giancarlo Burgos, Berg X Styles on Instagram. He's cutting out of Venice, out of LA. He studies the industry trends every day. He's dedicated countless hours teaching himself marketing and content creation concepts. And he's a brand ambassador for Mason's Pomade. He has a lot more on the horizon too. Mr. Giancarlo Burgos. Take it away, sir.
Man, that was an introduction if I've ever heard one, bro.
I was going to come here and pre-record all of you guys with like the whistle.
You came in heavy. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, bro, for having me on. It's a real honor to be here. I mean, I haven't been out of barber school myself not too long. It's been around 3 years right now. So yes, I'm from Venice Beach. Not from Venice Beach. I actually started cutting hair in IE area, Montclair, small city. I don't know if near Pomona area, but I mean, I grew up there. High school went there. And then I did the whole college thing for a year just to make parents happy, you know, but it wasn't my thing. Came back 2 years down the road. I was 21, I would say, before I even, like, I've been cutting hair for, I would say, a couple years already before that, but I was never really licensed. So I commend you guys if you are in school trying to get licensed. I really, really do commend you guys. It's a very important step. Like, I know a lot of people hear about, oh, they're cutting hair without a license, but trust me, your quality of your work, the person you're bringing across to these clients you're way more valued because you have a license. You have something that you're devoting a year of your life to, you know? So it's very, very, it's tough. So I'm with you guys on that. So back on the content thing, I would say a very important tips that Joseph was talking about. The GaryVee method, I tried for sure. I did that. It's a lot of work, but it does work. A lot of work, yeah. It's a lot of work.
2.5 hours yesterday.
Yeah, it's a lot, but that's the thing though. If you're really devoting that much time into it, you're gonna grow. It's like, I mean, I really tell people it's not about overnight success. You don't want to be an overnight success person. I mean, it took me about cutting professionally like 3 or 4 years, and cutting about maybe 9 years in total to even be noticed, you know, or not even noticed, but to be in the talks with other barbers that you hear from. Or being an educator, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. And I really tell people to just grind, keep your head down, you know, and put out the best work you can, and your content too, being one of those. So for me, what worked was videos. I had a following of about like 1,000 followers at one point. That's when I started, 1,500. And then I did videos extremely like heavy, like every post was a video, 2 posts a day. So it was 2 posts a day, every day. And from the honesty, it was a lot of work. I spent time from 8 p.m., sometimes at 1 a.m., just editing videos, like chopping stuff, cutting stuff. And then I had a whole 7 hours of work that I still have to cut hair in, you know? So it's about putting the time aside, even if you don't have time to go out, even if you don't have time to be with your friends, like there's times for all that. So I really feel it's important that content is one of those things that I've gotten tons of clients. When I was doing videos, depending on the haircut that I wanted is the video I would create. So I wanted to do more undercuts for women. Then I started recording a lot of more women's undercuts, a lot of designs, stuff like that. So I would put it on the video. And then next thing you know, I have a bunch of people hitting me up for undercuts, like booking me for undercuts. And then it's really about you. Whatever haircut you want to do, you should put out into the world, whether it's content, whether it's pictures and all that too. That was a kind of rough answer to your question, Josh. Joseph, you good?
I think you hit.
I was on it. Yeah.
All right, for sure. Okay, so to rephrase the question you asked.
Me?
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So just some more insights. Like sorry, I was right here.
Yeah, you're stuck, bro. I was like,
you really got me stuck. Hey, but that was one of the big things I saw was just you're willing to keep posting frequently. I know you said 2 times a day, every single day. And
it's not necessary, but I mean, I feel like that. I mean, just keeping up with the consistency, just like everybody, just like anything you do, consistency is super important in content. You got to consistently push, you know, every day. I mean, I personally myself nowadays, I don't really post every single day, you know, only because I choose to fall away from social media because it kind of does take a toll on you, or maybe I feel like what isn't talked about is like the likes and follows. I feel like that's something that's not talked about, as in like, oh, you have such an amount of followers, then like you're probably happy or you're probably making tons of money. No, I know plenty of barber stylists that don't have a great following, but are super booked, you know, very, very like important people in the community. Everybody knows them, but no one knows them on Instagram, you know? So I think it's a very fine line you have to draw of like when to care and when to not. So I think if you're posting organic content that you like genuinely, if you genuinely like your content and you put it out into the world, it's going to get love. You know, you're not forcing it. You're not doing it because you want to, or just, oh no, someone told me to do this, then I'll try this. No, do what you feel is right. And I think from there, like your personality is what people want to see. You know, that's like everything. You know, your content's going to be your content because of how you are or how your personality is, all that. So I think it's
I'm glad that you hit on that right now, because that was there was a while, let me go to your Instagram page real quick. There was a while when you were posting some pages or some videos that a lot of people haven't seen it. It was a trend that you would cut and then like...
Actually, I can't really do this here, but I would be doing this right now. This is actually dope.
Oh, what? Showing the Instagram page?
Actually, go all the way down, bro. Go all the way down so I can show the example. You can go all the way down so where you see literally all videos that I post. And then I'll show you guys where I hit my frustration point, where I was just like, this isn't me. I'm doing it for the follows, not for myself, you know? You see this? You guys see all this right here? This is literally like, you can go all the way down right here, like all the way down, all the way down. Right there, cool, right here, like around right here. Yeah. So this is when I was kind of just doing my own thing. You can go up to the videos now. Back to the videos. Okay, cool. This is where I started doing all the videos around this point. Right here is when I started building my following, and you can kind of see the videos. It's don't get me wrong. Like the stuff that I really liked and put maximum effort into got like say 2,000 views, you know, or stuff that I did kind of more organically, like with my phone. Maybe like, something with like your phone, you know, stuff like that. People can feel that. They can compare to that. Like, oh, he has a phone like me, or he just did this right himself. I don't need no fancy equipment. Like a lot of the videos that did best for me, actually, I used my phone to be super
raw.
Yeah, like literally just like my phone camera. It's really not about like the tools, it's how you use them. You know, you can really do amazing things with your phone. It's kind of crazy. So like, I really do like press the matter of fact, but you guys can just, all these videos here are all literally, it's like, those are all
7,000 views.
Yeah, all with my phone, you know, and these are organic views, you know, I wasn't paying for anything. It was just a matter of like,
33,000.
Yeah, it gets crazier because this is called a snowball effect. It's called a snowball effect. So when you're constantly throwing content in to this avalanche, right? Over and over and over again, you're building this big momentum. And then you, at this point, once you post it on there, it's almost like you slingshot every time you post. You know, every time you post, it's like, oh, wow, it's rolling and now the ball's rolling. So like that's consistency does for you. When you're not consistent, you have this and then you have that here. So it doesn't really build any momentum for you, you know? So that was one of my videos to do with my phone. And then as you can kind of go up a little more past this one, I think I did one that was... See, the ones that actually have more quality, it's funny, don't do the best. So go up all the way. Like that one's really, that's like a professional quality, but it wasn't really the greatest, you know, like greatest response. Cause I feel like people can't really connect with it. But I think you can go all the way up to where I think I'm bleaching my hair, bro. Like that one's crazy.
Oh, okay. I know which one, where you're bleaching your own hair.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another example of content you guys can do that can correlate to hair, that can correlate to, I think it's down right there. Yeah, down to your right
this
there.
One?
Yeah. Okay, but go back to that same one, but further back.
Further back.
Yeah, it's the same video, but it was like the first time I posted it. But this is just to show you guys like organic content can be made with your phone. It can be made with whatever.
Okay, here it is.
That one did 140,000.
Talking to my mama on a video visit. She sitting in the feds from the way she was living. Bro sentence because niggas couldn't take it.
So
but yeah,
Henry
like,
and I
good example.
had actually talked about when... Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's a good example of what you guys can use, like anything. You don't have to have professional equipment. Like you can just get creative.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed when you were making those styles of videos, I had talked to you about it on the phone and talked about it to some other people when I would show your profile, was like, look at how much personality he's putting in it. And that's one thing you had always told me. And that's why Henry and I kind of came to that is, you know, you go on and you look up Barber right now, and it's like, there's like 50,000 photos of a fade you'll see. But how many of them are going to come in here and you're going to watch their video and laugh? You're going to watch their video and feel something. And that's something that you were incorporating into it. It gives you more reason to come in.
From, you guys know Andrew does hair, right? Are you guys pretty sure you guys heard of Andrew does hair? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Andrew does hair has a good saying where it's your content has to be either entertaining, educational, or inspirational. Those three aspects is what you're going to grow. So if you choose to be educational, well, then that's the route I chose. For an example, like educational route is the route I chose. So my more recent videos are higher quality. Yes, they're less views, but I'm not really concerned about the follows anymore. I'm concerned about the people that see it. So the right people that see it, I want them to see I'm providing quality now as compared as to quantity, right? So posting a bunch of videos compared that are like decent quality compared to a fewer videos with higher quality, So it's more about who sees my page now, not how many people see my page. I kind of got over the whole getting as much followers as I can type thing. Like, so a person like Andrew does hair, he does his work. It's so organic. The way he posts his videos, his pictures, like they're so organic, So like one thing I really got from it, and you guys should invest in his course too. His photography course is so good, dude. It's so good for photography. You can use
his bio.
Yeah, it's in his bio. He has his own. That's something. I mean, if you guys do want to invest, I think he had a special deal on it. I don't know if the deal is there anymore, but he had a special deal on it. It was like $100 for like 3 extensive courses. Yeah.
His book is really good too.
Yeah, his book is really good too.
Inspirational. Like, and it really like helps you focus on kind of why you're in this industry in the first place.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, see that one, that's the one I took, the photography one. Andrew does hair bundle, which is how much is it?
200?
Yeah, 200. It was 100. He had a pretty good deal on it at one point. But like I said, you don't need to. But if you guys are ever interested in further education, I've learned a lot from him. And then like just the way he goes about his content, which I think the big takeaway would be those three factors. Education, inspiration, or entertainment. So if you're doing one of those 3 things, then you'll be absolutely fine. It's gonna take time, but you'll be fine.
Education, entertainment, and information.
Education, inspiration, entertainment.
Inspiration.
Entertainment. Yeah, inspiration or education.
All right.
And you notice those big accounts are pretty much somewhere in between the lines. You probably I follow the quote things. It's inspiring,
Oh yeah.
Like if you follow comedians, they're entertaining, or if you follow people that do like some out of pocket stuff, it's just entertaining to you, so you probably tend to follow them. Or if it's educational, if you can learn something from it. And if you post content, I would say every post, try to have something that someone can take away from. So if I go down and see your post, I can take something away from that, So say I see, okay, that video had a couple tips that actually worked for me. Great, we'll do that. So stuff like that. I think I have. I think it was. You can go to this one, bro.
Which one?
The one with the little design in the middle.
Right here.
Feeling like a star.
I guess that one would be more entertaining. You know what I mean? Just because of like quick cut and you feel like the hair falling off. Everyone wants to or stuff like that. So just really, if you fall between those lines, then you'll be fine. And just have to show personality, be yourself.
There was
Stephanie has a question for you. She wants to know really how to come up with a name. She's in the cosmetology program, but her primary focus is actually nail work.
Okay, so she wants to come up with like an Instagram name?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's something I feel like it's super tough. Like sometimes I even want to change mine. But then again, it's like I feel like whatever hits home to you, it's something that say you have a nickname you go by or something that inspires you. For me, it was more about like, okay, what things that I want this profile to be about? What I want this profile to say about me? Do I want it to be hair this, or do I want it to be strictly hair? Do I want it to be more artistic? Do I want it to be more straightforward, like first and last name? I think it really depends on what you want your page to show. So if you want it to be more of a male, I guess of a more barber dominant or more like depending on the field you want to be, I think it's dope to kind of go towards that direction. Because when you hear Burke Styles, you kind of hear Styles. What could that mean? Like Styles hair, Styles clothes, like, so it's like not really sure what it is, but you have a general idea of what it could be, right? So maybe, or even, I think keep it simple too. First and last names though. Sometimes just like being, as long as it screams you and what you want the page to show, then I think you come up with something pretty quick.
And the best thing is Instagram lets you change your name. You're not limited.
Exactly. You're not limited. So you can throw some stuff at the wall and then you're good.
What do you use for video edit with music?
What do I use?
How do you find your music?
Okay. Oh, how do I find my music? Okay.
Or what apps are you? It's Danny. Are you asking kind of what apps are you using to like record songs?
Yeah, what apps? Like, what do you use to like? Basically, like what I'm doing right now is I do the music app like on Instagram, whatever the feature, and then I screen record it. But I need something better.
Okay, yeah. So you can screen record YouTube. Depending, like recently for me, it's been kind of tough. Maybe, I don't know why, maybe through the whole pandemic, they're trying to cut on something. But before, I would literally just screenshot. Same thing with me. I would go to YouTube. Most artists really don't copyright it because it's kind of free advertisement for them. You get to play their stuff and they don't have to, pay a dime for it. So for them, most people don't really mind. A lot of the videos that I did, that's what I would do. I would screen record YouTube and then I would strip it. Have you guys heard of Video Leap? If you guys have heard of Video Leap, you guys should download the app. It's free. Even just a simple program is pretty good. I'll put it right here so you guys can call it Video Leap. That program is really good. Yeah, and then Adobe Rush. Well, I don't know if you need it. No, I think Adobe Rush is free, if I'm not mistaken. Rush,
I believe it is.
Adobe Rush is free, I think. And that, Premiere Rush, yes. Is that free?
I'll show you guys what it looks like.
Yeah, that right there that's why I edit all my videos. I throw all my, everything I have on my camera, I'll throw on there and I'll chunk everything down. And then I'll do all my final, little tweaking stuff, maybe speeding a clip up. The sad thing about this app, it's user friendly for sure, but it doesn't have a lot of things you can add to it. You can't really fast forward stuff. It's really just straight to the point. So I like it because I can
put your video down, you can add your music, add stuff behind it and in front of it. It does the job.
And it merges with the
video. Yeah, Video Leap, you can merge music. Yes. So Video Leap, you can strip the song. There's an app where it says audio and you can unlink the music and slide it over to your video. So that's what I usually do. If you guys
What's super cool about Adobe Rush too is I don't know if you have to have the Adobe Creative Cloud account to be able to use
that's what
Adobe Rush on the computer. But if you're editing on here, it'll automatically be on your computer too. So you can go and finish editing out.
On your phone, it's free.
Yeah, on your phone, it's free.
Okay, cool. No, I'm asking because I have for Premiere though. I have the account. So I have
I have the account too, so I don't even know.
Oh, okay. But I think it should be free though. If it's not, Video Leap's a great option too, and you can do basically a lot of things with that. And honestly, I was using iMovie for a long time too.
One thing that's really cool too is just to show you guys. This is really quick. If you go to
pretty cool, yeah.
Free. I do this all the time. So say I have horror. You can come right here. Push. Oh, it changed.
Figure out what you're saying.
Okay, let me get a bigger.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, we got that one. So if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or anything, you could come out here, create a new album. This is just quick tips. So with the mask, I'm going to come out here and select all these to throw into an album.
Caitlin says she just started downloading it. It is free.
Bam.
Oh, okay.
Go people out with your clown pictures, Joe.
Add to album, new album, test. This is the easiest way that I've learned how to add music to anything. Which clown pictures? So then you go to the albums. Where'd my test go? Test. You see this little arrow up here in the top right corner? If you click that little arrow, it brings you to your memories. If you press play, it'll play a video for you. You can push edit, add to memories, music, and then you can add any song that you have in your phone.
I've never even needed to do that.
Dude, it's so quick. If you go and shoot 10, 30 quick little videos while you're cutting, while you're giving a facial, while you're doing nails, add it to that folder. You could come out here, do it real quick. It'll automatically make the video for you. You could come out here and adjust what order you want the clips in. Actually, no, you can't adjust the order you want the clips in. So it does it in chronological. So it just goes from start to finish. But you could come out here, put a title on. You can export it, whether you want to export it tall or wide. I can do a quick little video on that and show you guys more in depth about that outside of this class, if you guys are interested in that.
Latoya has a question. So, Kat, if you want to unmute yourself, you can.
My question was basically, are you is it okay to repost old content that you've already posted, past work you've done?
Yes, do it. I've done that. Actually, that video that we were talking about earlier, I posted it twice. I mean, not directly, like maybe a couple of days after, but I would say after. I mean, everyone does that. If you think about it, like every crazy profile, if you see a video you keep seeing over and over and over again, the account probably reposted it. So I've seen a lot of people do it. I do it a couple times. I do it here and there. Honestly, sometimes it's lack of preparation, I would say, because I used to have a problem all the time where I just wouldn't create enough content to last me. So where I don't have time, now I can create more content. Now I have to repost old content, which is not a bad thing. Like I said, I repost old content all the time. You can repost it and re-edit it too. You could do that. But I would say anytime you post a video, your cover photo is the most important thing. Your cover photo is something someone's going to look at and be like, oh, I want to click that. It's like a lot of the videos that do really well for me have a great cover photo. So you see that in your explore page and you're 5 times out of 10, you're going to be looking at it like, oh yeah, let me click that. There's always that video you go past.
To show you guys what he means is when you say you're posting, here's a video we did at Kendall earlier. Bam, you push next. On cover, a lot of times people just go post and go next and it just does whatever's first. You have the power to go choose the exact cover you want.
Yeah.
Bam. So
like, right. I guess a good cover photo for me. So you can kind of go back to the beginning, probably like midway. So just go through it slowly. Let's see. A good cover photo would be, keep going slow. Keep going. Let's see if I can find one where something that's going to be like jumping at you. So if you see the video, you're going to be like, oh, let me click that, or what's going on? Or maybe when it starts doubling, like you're right there when it starts like doubling up, if you notice, like kind of when it starts like shifting right there, like when the screen starts shifting, or maybe that part too, where it's kind of like blurry, or you weren't expecting something to happen, something that you just, or maybe something like that too. That would be a good
something that's going to catch your eyes.
Yeah, that's basically it. Something that's going to catch your attention. That's really all it is. And like 80% of a good video is a good cover photo. So a good cover photo, the first 3 seconds of your video have to be super entertaining, because if you can't get me in the first couple seconds, I'm probably going to pass by the video, But if you can get me past those 3 seconds, there's a good chance that I'm actually going to keep watching the whole video. And Instagram wants people to be on your page as long as possible. That's the whole idea of Instagram. Like if that's why pictures are kind of losing their traction, because you see a picture and you scroll past it, you're like, oh, okay, that's not that much. And then you go to a video, you're kind of more inclined to be there for like a minute or a couple seconds. So at that point, Instagram wants you to keep doing that. So they're gonna put you on the explore page, and then that's how you get your videos to start blowing up or going viral or all that stuff. So it's just about the little detail stuff.
Yeah. So hey, we had a lot of talk about what was going on about content. We were going to talk about community with our next guest, but I'm not exactly sure she's in the meeting. I'm not exactly sure she is, but if you wanted to touch on anything with community, I could go on the slide real quick. And Burgos, hey, thank you so much for answering all these questions with content. We had a good 30-40 minute chat with that, and that was awesome.
Yeah, no, my bad if I kind of overdid it, but
oh, you're good. We had a lot of questions on that. That's obviously it's what our students have the most questions about, I think, all the time.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to hit my Instagram up, DM me whatever questions you guys have. I'm here for y'all. Like I said, I'm an educator myself, so I do a lot of education myself, whether it's schools or small look and learns or even hands-on courses. I do a lot too, so I'm more likely to answer any questions you guys have for me. Please hit me up.
We're going to be bringing Bergen and Leche and Charlie and all our other guests too for podcasts eventually once, we return back to normal. Burgos has already said that he'd be willing to come in and do a demo for you guys in a few weeks and even talk about maybe have a whole hour chat about content.
Yeah, we can even I can bring my doll head in. We can do especially if we have like mom recording, you can get a lot of good angles there and you can answer you guys' questions as I'm cutting. So it can be a pretty cool interactive course. I've done it online. I've done it on live. It's tough to get your own angle when you just have your phone sitting there, but sometimes you can't. Yeah, Henry ATP. But yeah, I'm more than happy to do that for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Give Burgos a follow at BurgXStyles, Instagram. Interact with him. You know, we gave you guys a lot of tips today. Comment on some photos. He'll comment back. That's the one thing that I do. All these guys that we've had on. Oh, we have a voice. Who is that?
I hope you guys liked it.
I think it was Kat.
That was Kat. I just wanted to say thank you because like a lot of that information was like what we needed.
No, hell yeah. I'm so happy that I could do that for you guys. Like for me, like that's super important. I could really care less about like all the big brand, big name stuff. You know, I just want to make sure as a community, we're all growing, you know. I really feel like there's so much space for everybody to be the person they want to be. Like, I think barber community can be a little tough. Even the hair industry can be tough sometimes. People want to, I guess you could say haters. People want to judge. People want this and that. I've seen it happen left and right. Why do you think we have barber competitions? You know, barber competitions are like the whole general idea is like, let's compete against who's better, you know, or let's do this who's better. I think for me, that's why I try to push more education than anything else. Bringing everybody together. I feel like we all do the same thing. We all do hair. At the end of the day, we all service our people. We all service our clients. So it's only fair. We should all be on the same playing field. So I hope I could inspire you guys. If you guys have anything, let me know. Thank you, Marm. I would appreciate you having me out here, Marm. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody that listened in. And thank you for all the questions. You guys are awesome.
You just called me Marm right now, and Lindsay just laughed. I don't know if she's ever heard that one before.
Because no one knows you as Marm, huh? You're Joseph?
Dude, every campus is different. Some campuses, Joe, Joey, Joseph.
Joey, Marm Alejo. I got names.
Marm short for Marmolejo. Berg short for Burgos. Pretty simple here.
That's a football thing. That was actually a football thing.
Yeah. Just a little insight too before we move on to the next topic. Me and Berg used to be roommates together up north in Humboldt County. And Burgos before he even had his license, he had lines of people, football players, fraternity people, all these guys in this, you know, Boondock County lined up all around our block for him to be giving porch cuts.
It was sketchy. I was on top of a porch, man. Like it was sketchy.
On a real porch.
Yeah, on a real porch. I was like, dude, this is
like
awful.
Kid.
Like that's just passion for you. You know, if you guys really love something, you guys will do it at any cost. You know, it will take whatever you can do to make it happen, you'll make it happen. So I really trust that you guys will be able to do that for yourselves too. Because if you have a passion for something, it's just, you got the blinders on, you know, you're ready to go.
Yeah. You know? Thank you, Burgos. We appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back again. Hear more. If you want to stay on for this next topic too, I'm going to be going over it. Our guest is not here. So it's for community. I know you already touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, so community, social media engagement measures the public shares. We heard Leche talk about engagement. We've heard Burgos talk about engagement. I'm going to talk about it too. So engagement is the public shares, likes, comments, and direct messages a user receives on social media. Engaging with your community is key across all social media platforms. Because of this, it's important to value and interact with your community. This includes your personal followers, brands, influencers that you follow, and other users in your industry. Social networks like Instagram will reward you for engaging with your community, and your brand recognition will improve since you are actively participating in online conversations. So, engaging with your followers, doing giveaways, doing, one thing in Burgos, if you would want to join in on this, because I wanted to ask you this in content, and I feel like stories are perfect for building your community.
Yeah, no,
Lindsay and I today went and posted a question on like a poll. Yesterday, I went and asked some questions. Every time I ask questions on our Instagram, I'll come in the next day and check Instagram, and we'll literally have 30 responses and a bunch of new followers and a bunch of people interacting with us. So it's like you can't understate how important it is to interact with your community, to offer them giveaways, to ask, for feedback, to play games with them, to use those features that Instagram or TikTok is offering. With TikTok, you can come out there and put an audio out. Somebody could go and share it. You could go and share something that's trending. So, access to community, take advantage of that. Like, I can't stress that enough. We talked about GaryVee a little bit here, and he stresses that so much. It's like, how do you become successful on social media? How is he successful in his businesses? How is Burgos successful in his social media efforts? It's all about studying your community, studying what's going on around you, what trends are working, what videos are working. I know Leche hit on it with pay attention to your personal algorithm, but it's also your personal algorithm is going to improve by, engaging and interacting, responding to those comments, being thoughtful, taking the time to come out here and, when you go on your Instagram profile and you wake up and you see comment from maybe somebody you don't know that well, or maybe even somebody you look up to and like giving you that gratitude. It's like, imagine like you're giving that to someone. You have the chance to give that to X amount of people every day. And then in return, it's going to happen back to you because that's how Instagram rewards you. So if you want to touch on community, Berg, and if any of our other guests are still in here too, if they want to touch on it as well.
Yeah. Community, I would say that's important for sure. For me, it comes down to like every little single thing, even when it comes to like, oh, someone leaves a comment on your page, like go out of your way, like just to give a real sincere response, like if you really were affected by that comment, then, have something nice, not even nice to say, but just whatever you feel is right to say, just as long as you give an honest effort in that, I feel like it's important. Sometimes I feel like people either ignore comments or just like let my comment section get blown up, but I feel like it's just as important to be like, let's be interactive here, so interact with that. I would say go to your whatever niche you're in, whether it's nails, whether it's hair, whatever it is, you should go to like your top 9 inspirations, right? And then go and leave some sincere comments, like just go like their pictures, just interact with the people around you. I feel like it's very important. And then for me, I think it comes down, what I've made the most moves on, honestly, has been my personal connections. Like I said, like Leche said, personal algorithm, where you're actually going to go and meet the people, go to events, go to classes, like a lot of the connections I've made have been through education, like Julius Caesar, like I've met him maybe a couple years ago at his hands-on class. If you guys want to bring his page up, Julius Caesar is, that guy, bald head Asian dude. Yeah, like you see, like his page is crazy, but it's just about like, how does someone's mind work? Like look at, it's ridiculous. Like I've tried lines, like I've tried stuff along these lines of like maybe crazy colors, like dude, like how do you draw that on somebody's head, bro? Like for real, like look at the smiley face. Yeah, you do a brain. Like I commend bro a lot, not even because of his work, but because of the way he is. Like he's 100% real with, it doesn't matter who it is, you know what I mean? Like even for me, someone coming like from nowhere, like, I'm not even like, who is this like random dude coming to my class? Like he gives the same energy to everybody. And I feel like that's really important as a person to really be honest. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. It doesn't matter if it's like a famous person or maybe like someone that you think really isn't much. I feel like everyone should be approached the same way. And I feel like that's what I take from him. He approaches the same energy to everybody. So we had a good connection off top because of that reason. The way he is and the way I am, I'm very real. Like, I don't care if I'm talking to a Julius Caesar or I'm talking to a student, I'm going to approach them the same way and give them the same respect. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why we kind of hit it off. It had a good vibe off that. And then, so I met him at a class and then just repeatedly going to classes and meeting him and like seeing him at events. Like, oh, what's up, bro? Like after the first time, it's like, oh, I remember you now. After the second time, it's like, oh, what's up, right? So now you're building a relationship with people. And that's the most important thing. It's building a genuine relationship with somebody. You can go and like somebody's pictures and be an Instagram friend, but like, do you really go up there? Can you go up to them in person and be like, yo, what's up? I think I know you from Instagram or something like that, right? So I think building an honest connection and honestly building with him has got me to educate with him, right? So the first class I ever did with Crispy Fades, one of my good boys.
September, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you can. I think
go to the All Hail page.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah. Right here, the middle one, right where the video is.
Wait.
The video where it says Pillars Club. Right there, like that was for our class. That video was for our class. And for me, I'm not the type of person to just kind of grow up on myself. So we have incorporated the whole team, right? Now the whole team has an experience with Julius Caesar, right? This is just an example. I'm not saying Julius Caesar is like next, like, Jesus or anything. Like I can go to multiple sources. I can go to Famous, Clipper EDU, Leche. I met Leche that's the first person I ever met in the industry was Leche 2 years ago. and I met him at an event, and like he's the coolest person ever. So obviously it's so easy to get to know the guy. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's just like make those connections in person, and they will take you bounds and bounds. Because if you're good people and you do good hair on top of that, you're more than likely to get put in situations you want to be in. Whether it's, oh, you want to showcase for this event? You know what I mean? I remember when the first time I got asked to showcase, I lost my brains, bro. I was like, really? I get to cut hair in front of people? You know what I mean? Like, whether it was 5 people or 10 people, it didn't matter to me. So like, I really feel like when you start putting those pieces together and planting those seeds, like it's not gonna happen overnight, but when it does, just keep working, keep grinding, and then just get the attention of these people by just being genuine and being their friend, just like anybody else would, you know? Don't go up to them because of who they are, but just because you want to build a genuine friendship with them. And then from there, you guys will grow for sure beyond beliefs.
I love that. I love everything you hit on right there. You know, I gave you an example earlier before you get in.
That's the engagement for both, for content engagement and real life engagement. So
yeah, hey, and content engagement starts in real life. Everything starts in real life.
100%, yeah.
One of the examples I gave earlier before you had come in was we had a student who just graduated from our Riverside campus in February, and he knew Charlie 𝐸𝐿𝐭𝐻𝐻 from and Made in Color from some events that he went through, met him at collectives, and you know, after them seeing him so frequently, they became friends. They started texting each other, and when he would ask for want to go to somebody for advice, he would text Charlie or Made in Color and be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, you know, what's up with this?" Like, you know, and it was genuine. It was authentic.
Yeah, exactly. It's authentic. And then honestly, at that point, it's like, oh, we know a great up and coming hair cutter that would love to be there, you know, or we know a great up and coming hairstylist that would love to be there, you know? So like a lot of the things, it's like, wow. Oh yeah, Marcos, he went to school with y'all?
Yeah, Marcos graduated from here. And this photo right here, I posted his picture in the pillar shirt. Go down here and look at all the people that start commenting. It's all the names that we're seeing in the industry: Julius Caesar, John Mosley, Biggie, Shrunken Heads, Crispy's on there, Jonathan Eric. So these are all names that we see pretty often in the industry.
Right. And honestly, yeah.
Beforehand.
And it's great. Exactly. You know why? Because he goes to classes. Like I know of him now only because I've seen him at a couple classes. I've seen him at a couple of events, you know? Like, it's not like, oh, I've met him a couple times, you know, but at that point, it's like you're involving yourself with the community now. Now you're like, oh, okay, I remember who that is, right? So now you're just like connecting dots. So after a while, it's like, oh man, like look at like bro's doing amazing work, you know? So like the evolution of that comes with the people you hang around with. If you're around these events and you're around these people, you're going to grow because you're going to see all these examples around you. You know, that's why I try to hang around with people that are better than me or skyscrapers beyond me, you know, like, because it motivates you, you know, it makes you want to be on that level. It pushes you. You don't want to be anybody. When you outgrow a situation, you should probably leave, to be honest. Like whether it's a shop, whether it's anything else in life, once you outgrow something, you probably should leave it. You know, it's like the hardest part is changing. Evolution, I feel like, is the hardest part for us, you know? So if you have to go out of your way to talk to somebody and you're not really like that, then you should kind of break mold, you know, and kind of be the person that you're going to be, you know, just be very outspoken.
Just to touch on that real quick, Berg, I like what you said. Like, you can't stay in a situation that doesn't promote growth anymore. One of the most beautiful things about our industry in the first place is that it evolves daily. You know, trends are going to shift and change, and we're going to make, you know, 80s hair better when it comes around next time, and whatever the case is.
You already see it.
But I have a mullet myself. So, you know, but it's amazing. If you really have passion for this industry, you really can never get bored. And if you're in a situation where you are bored and you're not challenged anymore, it is time to, you know, change something.
You got to move on. Yeah, it's tough because a lot of the time you don't want to do it. You're comfortable in your little shell of like, oh, I'm really busy. Or like, oh, but like in the back of your head, for me, the problem was I was really busy, but I wasn't being creative. I was doing a bunch of typical fades. It was just like skin fade with the 2 on top, skin fade. So to me, I wasn't really growing. And like, I feel like once you're not growing, you're kind of setting yourself behind. So like, yeah, amazing point. Like the industry is changing. So we're like, you're starting to see these crazy, like, 80s like bangs now, you know what I mean? Like crazy short bobs. It's super cool to see, to be honest. Like I love to see it because the growth is great to see. That's why seeing all you guys coming from school, like you guys could be the next like wave of people, you know, to set the trends for everybody else, you know, so it's pretty dope. Like you're always going to be, there's always something to look forward to. Like never feel discouraged. There's always space for growth because the industry is changing. It's kind of like fashion. I feel like we have a lot to do with the culture in general. Like everyone that looks up to us, honestly, like hairstylists. Have you guys seen rappers and like celebrities bleaching and dyeing their hair now? Crazy designs, right? Yeah, the hair world did that first, and then like someone put them on, and now they're on, right? So we set the trends for a lot of these things. So it's very, very important to know, like, we are the trendsetters. You know what I mean? We set those trends, right? So it's the dope part about it is you guys can, anything you want to do, you can do, right? And anything you want to push out there, you can, by far. So please do not hold back, guys. If you think something's weird and you like it, but you're afraid somebody else might like it, who cares? Do what you feel is going to make you happy. And then
look at, Phil does hair. He started pixelating hair color and people were like, what is going on? But everybody knew who he was. And then other people started doing it. Just the smallest thing can really just set off the internet, and then you win the internet for the day.
Exactly. And that's what it's about. So like, it's really dope to see it. And I'm pretty sure you guys will, it's great to have people around there that you're creative, everyone that's creative, you kind of like gravitate towards each other, so at the same time, there's a lot of space to grow. I'm excited to see the future for sure.
And, this last topic right here, we just hit on everything right here. We have one more topic we're going to get to. Tiffany Bernard from Bowle is going to be here for the last 20 minutes. But for this last, 5 minutes, just wanted to talk to you about consistency. You mentioned it. You just got to be consistent, whether you want to grow, whatever strategy you're going with, however you're going about posting, however you're going about getting your message out, be consistent about it. You're not going to see the results unless you go out there and put the effort in.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to take a while too. It's not easy.
Yeah. Rome wasn't built in a day. That's it right there. And I specifically wanted to bring Burgos on for this class because, he just he hit on it when he first talked. He got his license going on 3 years this summer. And I think he's at around 15,000 followers, and like, not just the followers that, that number isn't even the important thing. Just look at the way he's posting, look at the way he's talking, look at the way he's communicating. Like you get it. Like I said earlier, you weren't here earlier. I said, that's gonna be my catchphrase today. Lindsay gets it. Berg gets it. So study around you, be consistent, put that effort in. If you want to, say anything else about it, go ahead.
Just kind of want to end on the fact that like, you're never too old or too young to learn or to teach, or wherever that may lie. You know what I mean? So if you're older and you started cutting hair or you started doing hair, it doesn't matter. I've seen people be amazing hairstylists in a year, 2 years, Like I think I can name off the top of my head, like Sophie Stay Gold. Like she's been in the game now a long time. But when I first found out about her, she was only cutting hair for maybe 2 or 3 years. And I had cut hair for 6. I'm like, dude, this girl is ridiculous. Like, and like, to me, it's like all our levels of education have changed, right? So you can be whoever you want to be in the amount of time you just have to put the work in. If you want to be great, then you're going to put that work in and you're going to get better. And yeah, like even when it comes to too young too, I mean, I just turned 25. Like, so I wouldn't say you can never be too young for anything. Yeah, I just turned 25 in March. But
Aries.
But yeah, thank you guys for asking all the questions and showing love. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me, bro.
Joe,
yeah. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead, shoot them. Any questions?
Yeah, let's get some questions going in the chat, and then in a second, you guys can unmute yourself with questions. But I am missing campuses for. I'm gonna butcher this name. Rael Miles, I think. Kara Benegas and Angie Hernandez. You guys need to get in the habit of commenting your name in chat. And your campus too, please, so you can get credit for attendance. So Angie Hernandez, Kara Benegas, and Rael Miles. I need your campuses, please.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah, sorry.
So I just wanted to say thank you again, Berg. We're gonna be bringing you on. If you guys want, like I said, we're gonna be doing some more of these classes where we could specifically talk about each one of these topics. But with Berg, I'm going to be trying to encourage to bring you in, pretty frequently. Maybe once this quarantine ends, maybe I can get you to come.
I'm about it, man. I'm down. Yeah, I'm 100% for it, dude. Part of Masons, we're trying to push as much education in schools. I feel like, get back to our community first and kind of build like a nice educational platform with that. So we've been looking for schools to push education through. So if you guys would be interested for that too, we would love to do education when this is all said and done and we're able to go and actually showcase at the school and stuff like that. And even online education too, we're more than likely to help in any way we can.
Yeah, I'll link you up with who you need to be linked up for. If you guys want to contact Burgos, you can follow him on Instagram at BurgXStyles. I don't know if you have a email address or anything that people contact. I do.
It's my first. I'll just put it in the group tag. It's my first and last name. I'll do that.
Go ahead and do that.
By the time I spell my name out, bro.
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Sounds like a hairstylist. You have a hairstylist named Giancarlo Burgos.
Sounds like a novella.
Isn't that what you're named after? Novella? You told me that.
My parents named me out of a novella for sure.
I know we have a lot of Esties and Mannings here on this talk too. We did have an Estie and a Manny lined up to talk to you guys, but they're actually busy. They're working in this. Somehow they were able to find, put themselves to work right now. So we'll bring them on eventually. Right now, we're going to move on to strategy. Berg talked a lot about strategy. We're going to bring on Tiffany. Miss Tiffany Bernard is a well-educator. She cuts and colors and styles out of Monrovia Agency Salon. She comes around to our different campuses. A lot of you guys have probably met her before. She gives all of our demos whenever she comes. And she's really involved on her social media pages. I believe she teaches some social media classes at hair shows for Wellab. I've been told that. So I just wanted to bring Tiffany on to kind of talk about some strategy. So just to give you an insight on what social strategy is, social media marketing strategy is a summary of everything you plan to do and hope to achieve on social media. It guides your actions, lets you know where you're succeeding or failing. Every post, reply, like, or comment should serve a purpose. You should be operating your page as a business, and you would not operate a business without a plan. So for strategy, you should be able to set goals, attainable goals, realistic goals that you can, measure and that you can say, hey, I achieved that, or hey, we fell just short of that. You should research, your community, research what the audience wants, research trends that are going on, and research. If you go out there and look up like most popular barber terms, most popular Manny terms, I actually have some list of what's being looked at in our region. I can maybe try to build that out and try to give that to you guys as well. But do some research, outline your plan, have it written down. I have an outline for this class. I don't know if my screen's up, but I'm showing it. I outline everything I do. That way you can come out here and have a roadmap of, okay, hey, that worked next. That worked next. You can use your notes on your phone. You can use Google Docs, anything. Tailor your message for each platform. Don't go out there and post on Instagram like you're posting on Facebook, or like how Instagram has the share to Facebook option too. Go out there, and if you're going to be posting on Facebook, post it with who you think your audience would be there. Your moms, your aunts, family members, moms that are, local moms and stuff. That's how I could tailor my message for that social channel. For Instagram, come out there and build your identity, push your brand out. For YouTube, you want to have a different voice. For Twitter, a different voice. TikTok, a different voice. TikTok's fun. We have a lot of students who I've been studying the way that they post on TikTok, and we've been incorporating that into our page. Check out our TikTok video, just posted. Document your steps. That's also with the outline. So, hey, you take notes on what worked, right? Coming out there so you can have that roadmap so you can go back there and try to repeat it. And then ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I asked for help in this class. This is my first time I've ever taught in a class really in my life. And I went out here and I asked for help for some people that I know. And they came in here and they gave such great insight, such great stories, such great information. And I'm very grateful. Always ask Lindsay for help. I went in here and asked her for help. Hey, how do I post this? How do I word this for this post today? I don't want to sound stupid. And Lindsay was able to help me. So always ask for help. We don't have a choice on whether we do social media. The question is how well we do it. So research different social strategies. I went over the GaryVee's $80 strategy with you guys on how to build your followers. I'm going to be sending that out with the slideshow, like on some more tips on like what that is and how you could apply that, and research some more other strategies. Just because I presented info here today doesn't mean that this is the only way to go on social media. This is the only way to market. That's not true. There's so many ways to do it. So ask for help, do some research. Here is the wonderful Miss Tiffany Bernard from Wella. Thank you, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hello.
I'm good. It's really cool that Zoom's like the next thing, right?
It is
I feel
awesome.
like you can get a bunch of people and faces and get inspired, and all just at home. I think it's like mind blowing.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's like, I love the fact that like the industry, both Cosmos, Estes, barbers, makeup artists, like everybody went out here and was like, okay, hey, we're quarantined. We can't work. Here's videos. You went on the first day was everything was shut down. Hanzo put out a giant list of here's our classes. Wella put out, here's the list of our classes. Beauty as a Biz put out the list. Hey, do this. You could get 10 hours towards your schooling. Like, it was so awesome that, like, you know, like you said, Zoom is it. We're going to try to incorporate it going forward. We're going to try to, you know, have some, maybe go Zoom some of our live classes sometimes just to show everybody, hey, this is what's going on here. And just to also showcase, hey, we have some great teachers. They're teaching. Look how great our teachers are already teaching. So I love that you brought that up.
Thanks, Joe. I am awesome.
Yeah. So Tiffany, you want to give us some insights, some experiences into how you view social media in your career?
Yeah. So being in hair school, I graduated in 2012. So started 2009, and I was in the night program. So I was there for a minute. Instagram really didn't like exist till a year in, really as just an everyday thing. So I see Instagram mainly as a visual platform for us hairdressers. I feel like that's like our digital walking advertisement. That's how we sell what we do, by people being able to visually see what we do. And at first I just seen it as, you know, just something that I would post every day, like selfies, our favorite food, like kind of what we do now on our personal level, until I think I took one social media class. It was when I went to Citrus College in Glendora. So I took their cosmetology program, and they introduced Salon Success, which is funny because you guys are called Salon Success, but it was actual class, speaking of business behind the chair. So I think that's when I first realized, like, you know, it's not just about being fun and creating like haircuts and cool colors. It's really of like the retention of like, how are you going to get that client back? A business card could do so much. So I felt like, okay, let me look into more of social media. And I actually learned a lot of my social media from another hairdresser that does it specifically, social media for hairstylists. Her name is Jamie Dana Hairstylist on Instagram. And I purchased her module, and I really just studied it. And I kept on finding like different ways, like, okay, like how am I going to showcase who I am? What type of audience do I want? And I kind of just absorbed things like a sponge, and then gravitated to who I was as a person. But really starting my Instagram, it was my first competition when I didn't have a hair Instagram. And I was a finalist, and I actually won the show, which is Wella's Trend Vision Award. And as a student, I was going to get pretty much go viral on social media, and I really didn't want my personal life out there. I was like, you guys are about to put my Instagram everywhere? Like, no. And like, fast forward now, you're like, yeah, here's my Instagram, put it everywhere, you know? So that was like my first time that I really was like, okay, like I have to make an Instagram name. And that in that moment is when I realized like how important like your handle is, and what you need to pick. And there's just like so much going into it, but it's been a journey. Like I'm still learning. The algorithm keeps changing things like technology. It's like having an iPhone 4. Now we're at 11 with 3 cameras. It's like, you never stop growing, you know, you just keep evolving and get better, I guess. So that's kind of like how I navigated through Instagram, but it's just a lot of classes. Like, and you never stop learning. I've taken a lot of social media classes. And honestly, I just listen to different people and I try it. I'm like, wow, that works. And then I kind of just put it together and, you know, just write down in my brain what works for me. And that's how I share my experiences.
Thank you for sharing your story and some, you know, experiences that you've had. Because like it is awesome to hear that you were there. Like you were in beauty school when Instagram first launched. I was a senior in high school, I believe, or junior in high school when Instagram launched. So it's like Lindsay looked at me so sharp right now.
Baby.
But I remember it. Like I remember like how it was, and it was like so weird. It was just photos, and it wasn't until like 2015 when it really started catching on that people started really going out there and posting like as businesses and posting like what they're doing as an organization or what their work is, and started taking on you know, that real artistic look, and like all their posts would look artsy as opposed to just here's a raw photo of me doing something. So you can see the development, and it's like awesome to hear that you got to grow with it with your career, and you were kind of forced into it by winning Trend Vision.
Yeah. And then also it's about like, you know, I have a lot of art background. Like I love doing art. I went to school for web design and graphic design, and I love to take pictures. So it's all about like your vision and like mood boarding. It's like a digital mood board, like when you prepare for something or really have an eye of like the principles of design. So it really comes all into like a whole of like, you know, if you're going to take a final shot of your work, nobody can do it like you because you have that vision of what you want to see. So it's more of getting your creativity and then throwing it on Instagram, and it's like your unique platform. So it's just like an evolution that continues to grow. And I'm sure 10 years from now, it's going to be like, we're not even going to have a like button.
So did you make, I know you kind of talked about this, but I was, did you make a specific hair page, or did you just change your handle to Tiffy Got This Hair with your personal page?
I made a specific one. So my mentor was Brenton Lee. He's on the design team of Walla.
I love Brenton.
And when I was doing, when I won, or when I was actually the finalist at the competition on the sideline, he used to call me Tiffy. So you can't talk to anybody, but you can listen. So he would just, all I remember him telling me is like, Tiffy, you got this. Like, Tiffy, you got this. And I was competing. And then when I won, I was like put on the spot. Like, I don't know what my handle should be. And so he's like, oh, just put Tiffy Got This. So a long time, my handle used to just be Tiffy Got This until I was in a class. And the guy teaching the class was like, you know, when you're reading in comments, people know you by your name, or they like automatically know who you are by your handle. He's like, if you were to read comments without not seeing any pictures and they read Tiffy Got This, would they know you're a hairstylist? And I was like, no. So he was just like, you know, put something that has to do with what you do. And I didn't want to change my Instagram handle because it's been that for years. So I just added hair, and it just happened to go together, like Tiffy Got This Hair.
I love that.
So that's kind of how I got my handle. Yeah, it's a story. It's cool. And it's hard to change. Like, I want to change it to just my name, but then I've just been known for this for so long that I'm like, okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to leave it.
You know, how have you been able to, like, any examples of just like specific stuff that you try to gain your followers or to you know, satisfy your clientele on social media? Like any like type of giveaways, or was there like a specific way you were posting, as in like, hey, I went for a while, and you know, Burgos went in here and he told us that there was a long time where he thought he saw results from videos, and then he would only post videos, and he looked back at it and he's like, man, you can see it, like for a good 3 months straight, I only did videos, and I wanted to change it up because I was just doing too much of what my audience wanted and not enough of what I wanted. It wasn't even though it was my vision, it wasn't what I wanted to do. So like, can you give some examples of specific, like, tactics or strategies that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't notice it. And then all of a sudden I'll have like a bunch of people liking stuff. And I'm like, what did I do? But there's times where like I've learned, from Jamie, one of the social media classes or modules, programs I've taken is she has this thing that's called 3 + 5 = 1. So what that means is you comment on 3 pictures, like 5 pictures, get 1 follower. So what that's doing is basically creating like an algorithm around specific people. And so what I'll do is I'll look at places like locations where I know a lot of people take pictures, whether it's Disneyland, Dodger Stadium, Staples Center, any like Instagram worthy place. And then I will look for my like ideal clientele that like I love their balayage, or maybe like men's clients, like I like to do dreads and stuff like that. So I'll look for like my ideal clientele, and then I'll go on their pages, and then I use that method where it's 3 + 5 = 1. I'll like 5 pictures, comment on 3, and eventually it's kind of, it gravitates to their page where it's like, who's this girl following me, or not following, but liking all my pictures and commenting, and it gets that person to get on your page. So I do that sometimes, like, when I have that free time where I'm like, okay, like, let me just do something on Instagram. I'll do that. So that's one of the things that I do. Let's see. I know that a lot of like my edgier stuff, like competition work, that gets me a lot of like hair pages. I don't really do a lot of education on my platform. That's a lot of like in person when I get sent from Wella. But I will put formulas out there. So education is more so like my audience of like when I've seen them in person. But I think right now what's really making my page like active with me not even being active is really my comb that I designed with Wyatt Park. So I think like having a tool really helped me. But if you want to say like, the journey of Instagram is more so just engagement, really following people, liking their pictures. Cause I myself, like, I like to bookmark pictures. Videos for sure, I will say, is like number one. A lot of people want to see videos, and I think just like your personal self, like really showing who you are and not just hair, like showing the artist behind the hair, gravitates to your page too, of the type of person you are, and just inspiration in general.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing some insights you had. If there's any questions that any students have, feel free to write it in the chat right now. We'll read them to Tiffany, and she can read them too. And also, just to reiterate, you guys have to do a paragraph summary of what went on with this class. Send your registration to Joseph M. at Salon Success Academy. No, not
campus director.
To your campus director.
I mean, you could forward it all for
them. Don't send it to me.
Yeah, don't send it
Ask
to Joe.
me for if you want the PowerPoint. If you want the PowerPoint, I'll share it, and any other relevant info too. So with Tiffany, I know a lot of you guys get a chance to meet her too when she comes to classes. She comes and she does education, and like, we're really grateful for that. Like, you do such a great job teaching our students, and they love seeing you. The biggest thing that I got to say here is just go out there and engage with others. It's like what Tiffany said. It's engagement. It's videos. It's coming out here and responding to people, liking comments, commenting on photos. We've touched on this so much during this meeting, that social media, you got to be social. It's a community, and it's like, you're not just gonna blow up. You're not just gonna gain a bunch of followers if you're not coming out there and being a thoughtful member of the community, commenting on people's stuff, liking stuff, sharing people's posts, sharing them in your stories. It doesn't cost anything. That's what I love about stories is you can post so much in stories and it doesn't crowd your timeline. You could come out here and literally go out there and like, I don't know if you guys caught on. I started sharing more students' work in our stories than I ever had, just because I'm like, it doesn't cost us anything. It's not taking up any real estate on our page. I can just post a story. There it is.
Joe, Victoria wants to say that it was a great class. She feels like all of your effort was really worth it and she appreciates it.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tiffany, for joining in. And thank you all of our students for coming in here and engaging with our guests. If Burgos is still listening, thank you. Thank you, Leche and Charlie. So Tiffany, thank you so much. We'll definitely set up a time to have you on as a guest on our podcast and to bring you in for, you know how we do our demos in class. We're also going to be doing demos from here now too. So if you come here, we can tell all our teachers, hey, turn on YouTube TV or turn on Zoom. We're going to be doing a live demo from our studio. So you can talk to all of our students at once. So that's kind of the way we're going to be going about it in the future and still going to other campuses as well too. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
If you guys have any questions,
go ahead. I just want to answer one question I did see. I think certainly, let me see, Alexis, right here. How important would you say hashtags are in getting engagement? I just want to say that like hashtags are important. It's really about, you know, what type of audience do you want to gravitate to your page? So whether, you know, you're posting a balayage, if you did a layered cut, if you want to put summer hair, anything that is relevant to that picture is going to go in that bucket. Your picture is going to go in each hashtag bucket. So when someone's looking up summer hair, your picture will be in there. When someone's looking into a brown balayage or whether it's a layered haircut or a bob, your picture will always be there. So hashtags, you want to think of it as how many buckets do you want that one picture in? So yeah, it does really help the engagement of people going to that picture because different people are going to different hashtags. So you can post up to 30 hashtags.
And the only way that it'll show up in the Explore page on Instagram is if you're hashtagging. I have read some articles and it's like real controversial. Like a lot of times people will post a picture and then try to put the hashtags in the comments. That doesn't necessarily link you into the Explore page, which is the only way that your photo is going to go viral on that page. So it's like the hashtags are important.
Yeah, so I usually
have a strategy with it. Good?
Yeah, I usually just put like little dots and then hashtags if I do post hashtags.
Yeah, little dots, dashes, spaces, anything to kind of like hide it. But the term would be beneath the fold so that when you're on your page, it's not right in your face. You have to scroll down to get to it. Mm-hmm. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to email me, DM Tiffany, DM any of our guests. One last thing I wanted to talk about real quick was Beauty at a Business. It's a course that that you guys have the opportunity to take. If you guys go to the website, beautyasabusiness.com, Miss Megan has sent out an email to all of you guys. They have a 10-hour course where it really takes 10 hours too, but where you can learn about the basics of photography, videography, getting Google reviews and Yelp reviews. It's a free service, and those 10 hours will go towards your total hour count. All you have to do is send your certificate to your campus director. They'll do it. I know SB has done it. She's been posting about it, and I can't stress like how important that class is. If you guys do it, it's that Salon Success class you talked about at Citrus College. It's thinking about yourself as an entrepreneur. So
Caitlin wants to know if you can break that 10 hours up.
I believe so. Brandy's been doing it as a course just to test it out, and she's been doing it in pieces the last couple of days. So Miss Brandy, not Brandy Edgeworth. I've been seeing her her name pop up. But yeah, that's it. That was our class. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Lindsay. Thanks, Leche, Berg, Charlie, all the students. And we'll see you soon. Stay safe.
Thank you guys for your participation. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Salon Success.